Two antennas on a roof fell in love and got married. The ceremony wasn't much, but you know, the reception was excellent. Hello internet people! I, as a human being, am 6'3", 6 foot and 3 inches, which is about a foot taller than I would prefer to be, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm too tall for you to see my books behind me, which is alright. You can deal with my pink walls, correct? Anywho, today we're gonna do a August. Summer's over. Kiss me hard before you go. Summertime sadness. Today we're going to wrap up the month of August, not April. Why do I always want to say April? August. I feel like my voice is echoing in my room, which is because I'm talking really loud because I'm really excited. So let's just get on with it. I feel like I have so much more movement now that I'm standing. Like, am I out of focus? I hope not. I'm just gonna stop wiggling. I read this many things plus an ebook. So, yeah, I had a pretty productive reading month. The first book I read was Eleanor Park by Rainbow Rowell. I enjoyed this book greatly, but it was not as good as I thought it would be because of the hype. Nevertheless, it was great. I loved the ending. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Tossing the book. Just kidding, I'll set it down nicely. The next book I read was a sequel to Leaning. Come here. This book, The Innocents, which I read in July, thoroughly enjoyed. Gave it 5 stars, or 4, or 3, I don't remember, but I gave this a couple stars and I liked it. So I picked up, or rather was sent, the second one. This is This Side of Jealousy by Lily Peliquin. I highly recommend this series. I don't know if it's a series or a trilogy. It's kind of like Pretty Little Liars a little bit. There's lots of drama, mystery, there's boys. I think they're very well written. I love the writing style. So if you need short little books to pass time, these are amazing. The third book that I read this month was Cinder by What's-Your-Face, Marissa Meyer. I had begun this book like 5 times and never ever got through chapter 5. This month I was like, Whitney, sit your butt down and get through this. And what do you know, I did. So this was better than I expected it to be because I'd heard it was good, but then I began hearing the more and more I put this off, how the hype was too much. Oh my gosh, I just got a really big craving for a brisket taco from Taco Bell. Sorry, what was I talking about this book? I heard the hype was just not doing it, but I read it and I liked it. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I think I forgot to say what I gave the last book. That was 4. I'm trying to say the book ratings. I'm really bad. I have like Goodreads up. I keep forgetting why. I just click something. I suck at this. 4 out of 5 stars. I have the sequel. Don't fret. The sequel is not called Don't Fret. I'm just telling you. Don't fret. Ooh, I forgot a book. Twisted by Laurie Halse Anderson. I've had this since about January. I love Laurie Halse Anderson. This is really short. Ooh, hiccup. So I read this. It wasn't fantastic, but it did have a good moral in it. I think it was entertaining. If anything, it was a slight bit inappropriate for my taste, but I gave it a 4.8-ish stars out of 5, so therefore on Goodreads I rounded it up to 5. Now that I think about it, I could probably round it back down to 4, but, you know, it was okay. Dun 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 dun. Harry Potter. I read Harry Potter this month and I really loved it. I have a review on it, so I don't have very much to say about it as of now. If you want to check out my opinions on this book, I will post that link in the doobly-doo. Then I read The Truth About Forever by Sarah Dessen. Let me explain you a thing. I'm not the biggest fan of the Sarah Dessen novels. I've read Just Listen and Along for the Ride, which are apparently her two best other than this one. I didn't like them. I gave them both 2 stars. So going into this, I was like, I don't wanna. But I was thoroughly surprised. But I thought that Wesley was great, and I just loved how this progressed, even if I didn't enjoy the main characters. So I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. Even though it could have been better, I feel like I should have been lenient. So this got A+ from me. This is my favorite so far, but it still isn't, I don't think Sarah Dessen has proven worthy of her hype yet. Tears and anguish between Shades of Grey. Not 50 Shades of Grey. Apparently, if you have a book now that contains the word Shades of Grey, your whole family will become concerned, and it is a crisis. So if you're gonna read this book, make sure no one can see the title as you read, because you will get laughed at like, oh, she's reading 50 Shades of... No. Terrible experience. I honestly loved this book so much. It was just very heartwarming. As I'm sitting here like, they're all dying, it was so heartwarming. The ending was heartwarming. Okay, the epilogue was heartwarming. I suck at describing books. I recommend this wholeheartedly. It's not a book that you can say, oh, it wasn't that good. It's good. I don't think you could rate it below 3 stars. Speaking of rating things below 3 stars, we can talk about The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian. If you liked this book, please tell me what you liked about it. I can't find anything to praise. This is the first book that I gave 1 star, I think, ever. Not including that one book by Gail Forman that I can't stand. It was entirely inappropriate, it was not funny, the main characters were bullies, it was not realistic. I can't take this book seriously, it just sucked. The only good thing about it, I thought of one thing, it was short. Also, it had illustrations, so that helped it go by pretty fast. Even the illustrations aren't that good. Sometime within reading these last 4 books, I read an e-novella, no, not e-novella, ow, poked myself. E-book called Finding something. Finding Pride, yes, it's by some and I was bored. It was free, what do you expect? So, it was alright. I gave it 3 stars just because it was something to do. I mean, I wasn't looking for a quality book, and it was okay. And then I picked up The Lovely Grace Ling by Kristin Cashore. Like the first couple chapters up until page 60, I was like, kill me, it's going so slow. But then we hit the good stuff. And it took off from there. It was so action-packed. The characters are nice and mighty and lovely. And then we had to have a moment of, I'm in love with you. And then right from wherever the romance started, it just dropped off slowly. It was not a good romance development at all. Did I already say what I rated that? I rated it 4 stars. I liked it. It was just the romance. If the romance had not like spiraled out of control, it would have been so much better. Right around after I finished that, I went and saw the City of Bones movie. That was an experience. So after I finished the City of Bones movie, I may or may not have bought and or read these 2 thingamabobs. Oh my gosh! The Mortal Instruments series. So good, so good, so good, so good. Why did no one tell me it existed? 2007, the first one was published and no one told me a thing. I know it was like, I was 10 years old and couldn't have known better. Like, it would probably scare me, like, you're summoning demons, make them stop, Mom. I can't believe that I only found out about this book this year though. Like, that's insane. I wish I would have known about it. They're so good. They're so good. Gave these both 5 stars. I gave City of Bones 5 stars. I'm probably gonna end up giving this whole series 5 stars because I love them all so much. So much. Kissy kissy. Can we clear up some controversy? Who was on the cover? Who is this? I thought it was Sebastian, but then I pointed out that I thought it was Sebastian and everyone and their mother was like, no, it's Simon. No, it's Alec. He has a sword. I'm pretty sure that's... Really quick, I just want to read you a quote from this one that I marked off because I never really sticky note my books with quotes that I like, but I was reading this during school and was like, huh, that's a good quote. And it's something Simon said, so congratulations, Simon. It's this one bit that goes, people aren't born good or bad. Maybe they're born with tendencies either way, but it's the way you live your life that matters. And I was like, huh, way to go, Simon, you rock. And I don't know when I started liking Simon, but suddenly I'm very concerned about everything that happens to Simon. In City of Ashes, I was like, so I just couldn't handle that. It's so intense. I'm so excited. I love this series. I don't care. I love it. Lastly. This. I'm gonna have a review on this coming up soon, so I don't think I should talk very much about it. But if you can tell from my facial expression, wasn't a fan. Before you think that I'm like a heartless soul and I have no capacity to love anything ever, I loved the first 3 books in the Lux series. This was just... I gave it 2 stars. You'll be able to know why once I post my review, but total disappointment. Total disappointment. I got off topic and my camera cut off, so I guess I deserve that. But thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.